What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of UnSKripted. Listen, it's Tuesday nights. You know what that means. Of some of the biggest, the baddest, the best wrestlers of today and yesteryear, and tonight is no different. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy's been on here before. We've done this before last year, the SK's Wrestling Awards, but he has his he's got some protection tonight too. You better watch out, man. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, former WWE announcer, and he is joined by the VP of Lucha Libre Online. I have Michael Morales Torres, and I have the one and only Hugo Savinovich.
Tangana, Portuguita. We are UnSKripted, Sportskeeda in the house. Lucha Libre is taking over tonight with a good backer.
Freaking go.
Very nice,
man. What a way to start the show. Hugo with his classic commentating, man. Chris, thank you for having us, Doctor.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, man. You and I have talked many times, but we never had this dialogue, man. You're as nice as you are via text.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. It's great to have you on the show. So, without further ado, we've got some topics to talk about tonight. Of course, UnSKripted is my show. We do a Q&A, but we got some questions already. But we want to get to these topics. We want Michael and we want Hugo to choose from these. So let's start right out the gate. Let's start off with the Male Wrestler of the Year. The nominees are Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Jon Moxley, Brock Lesnar, or Chris Jericho. Let's go with Hugo's pick first. Who do you have, my man?
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, I got so much heat when he wasn't on top, even when Vince was pushing him at the wrong time. So I got to go with the Samoan culture. I got to go with the bloodline. I got to go with Roman Reigns. Chris Jericho will be a tough contender. But I think what Roman has done with Paul Heyman and the storyline of the bloodline, if it wasn't because of that, we would be just in the middle of a soap opera, continuous soap opera with Vince McMahon and the other stuff. So Roman has to go. Roman is number one.
Michael, what do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree?
Perfect. I could get you back. I am so sorry. For some reason, I lose connection until now. Hugo, apologies. What was the topic? Very
Sure,
sorry for this.
no problem. Male Wrestler of the Year nominees: Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, CM Punk,
Ooh.
Jon Moxley, Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho.
Chris, this has been a huge year for pro wrestling. 2022 was basically the comeback. Like, we were waiting for this since the pandemic, and MJF had his moment. CM Punk had great moments as well. But man, it's Roman Reigns here. It's undoubtable. He's the number one pro wrestler in the world, over 900 days of a title reign, undefeated for over 3 years in singles matches. One of the most brilliant storytellers of this generation. You gotta go with the tribal chief. I
Quick
gotta say it,
spoiler.
Roman Reigns.
Quick prediction, real quick. Does he end the streak against Cody before
No,
1,000, or does he beat Cody at WrestleMania to surpass Pedro Morales
no, my
as
Puerto
number
Rican.
5? Who do you got? Does he end the streak before 1,000, Michael, or does he beat Cody and surpass the streak
Um,
and beat Pedro Morales?
So Pedro Morales, el hombre de culebra, as we say here in Puerto Rico. Hugo actually has some pretty cool stories with him on different islands. But I think that unfortunately for us Puerto Ricans, Roman Reigns will, he will defeat Cody Rhodes and he will surpass Pedro Morales' title reign.
Hugo, what do you think?
With me, I fully understood that Vince was back in control. The show in Montreal, I told the fans that was a good way of doing a second fake Montreal screw job that backfired, and that Sammy wins the title, would have forced a triple threat, and then Roman would have regained the title. For him to lose the streak at WrestleMania with Cody, and I love Cody. Cody's like my son. I love him. But business-wise, I think they missed the right time to do it. I think WrestleMania would be the moment to just let him keep the title. Like I say in Spanish, or my call, por poquito. Like Cody almost gets it, but somehow something happens, and he retains the title. I think WWE had planned this for a long time to make him the biggest star, undefeated-wise. And I don't think right now with Vince back, no way that this is not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I hope that he keeps the belt too. I want him to surpass the streak too. I want him to get past 1,000 days. I'm not sold. I'm not convinced that it's going to happen, but I hope that it does. I want him to surpass 1,000. Might as well. I think Sammy should have beat him. I think you should have created that moment in Montreal. But since he didn't beat him, you might as well go past and go through WrestleMania.
Yeah, Chris, going back to Montreal, Shawn Michaels was there too. Mm-hmm. He was the main star on the Vince. It wasn't the original screw job. The lady that was my wife, Wendy Richter, at the Garden, that was the original screw job, where Moolah as the Spider Woman, and the referee Jack Latz, they screwed the lady that was my wife back then. That was the original screw job. But the second one in Montreal, they could have had a fake one there because Shawn Michaels was there, and they wasted the opportunity of erasing the bad taste of that screw job, especially in Montreal, and also putting over a Canadian that it's over like, I don't know, since the times of Bret Hart. And I think this is shameful that they did not take the opportunity of doing something for not just their product, but also for Canada.
Yeah. I agree. We can go on and on with that because I got so many opinions when it comes to that. I've shared them, but I can repeat them because I mean them. Let's go to the female wrestler of the year. The nominees are Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Mandy Rose, Ronda Rousey, or Jamie Hayter. Let's go Michael here first.
Ooh. I really like Jordan Grace this year, but she's not nominated. So it's kind of complicated, man. Ronda had a huge year. Liv Morgan did as well. But I think the way she got over with the audience, you gotta go with Rhea Ripley. You gotta go with Rhea Ripley. She's viral on every social media. She's connecting with the audience in every single way. Her new gimmick or her new character is definitely working. I love the way she's connecting with Dominik or ex-Condom. It's kind of interesting the way that she's kind of the leader of the Wolfpack, that she's, part of the Judgment Day. Gotta go with Rhea Ripley, man.
Nice. Hugo, who you got?
Well, pretty tight because I love Bianca. What an athlete,
She's got a great year.
overcoming many obstacles, and she has improved so much. I still think she needs a little bit more on the mic, but she's so freaking talented. Yet, like my lawyer and my buddy, Vice President of Lucha Libre, Michael says, Rhea Ripley, since the times of China, we haven't had anybody that could come close. A lot of people get upset when we say, how the hell you compare that? No, I'm not comparing them. I'm saying since the moment of China, we have not had an athlete with this caliber that could really compete with a guy at WWE level. And the fact that she's got better with her character, and finally they let her show her true personalities. Those tattoos she had that Vince, for some reason, decided way back that no freaking tattoos on her. And now it's one of the things that gets more attention. I don't know if you've seen. I mean, you got more young guys falling in love with this woman, and then the story with Dominik and her. If they go a little bit more dangerous with that story, I am telling you, it's gold. So therefore, even though I like Bianca, I gotta go with Rhea. I got to, and I say Bianca was pretty tight, but you gotta go with Rhea Ripley, and man, she is a star. Even with all the wrong finishes, the wrong freaking storylines, finally somehow Judgment Day clicked, even against the awful storylines.
I like Judgment Day.
Yes.
Real quick, Hugo, does she win at WrestleMania and beat Charlotte? Yes or no?
I love Charlotte. That's my girl. I love Rick. You know the story there. But business-wise, I think it will not hurt Charlotte to drop the belt. I think it will get her more into, wow, can she do it again? So I think that Rhea has put over already Charlotte. And this is a business. It's WrestleMania 39. I think if you want to put Judgment Day at another level, and you want to put the female division in another level, you got to go with Rhea. She needs to establish herself as a modern day China, and you will not lose anything with Charlotte because she's already made. I mean, you can make Charlotte lose 10 times in a row, and she'll still be Charlotte because she's no longer a heel or a babyface. She's a real superstar. So I think that doing the right thing, Rhea, and I'm thinking of almost making the people believe that it's going to be a massacre and Charlotte has a hold on her, and somehow this incredible athlete overcomes odds and just gets a quick pin on Charlotte, and that place is going to explode.
Michael, does Rhea take it all?
So I agree with Hugo on the part that, I mean, I love Charlotte. Great athlete, the best of all time, in my opinion. I think they're aiming for the 17th World Championship reign. I think she will be the one beating Rick's record. So losing a title won't affect her. It will help her story. So she's got to get, she's got to get the title again at any time. But this is Rhea's moment. She's one title away from being the Grand Slam Women's Champion. This is her story. This is her moment. She is too hot to deny. She's connecting with the audience. She's selling merch. She's looking strong. She's making her partners as well, look great in the ring. You gotta go with Rhea Ripley, man.
Right. And you want to do even a crazier story than that? Let the convict Dominik come in one knee and propose to Rhea right there.
Whoa!
And then just blow. I mean, this will go viral, and then from there you have Judgment Day into like a DX, plateau. I mean, I'm telling you, they have so many things going for them, yet they just they say, okay, what can I do today to screw more stories in WWE? That's what's happening.
Very interesting.
I like WWE stories. So let's go with the next one. Except for Raw. Raw has been difficult to watch as of lately.
Oof.
But Judgment Day are good.
Yes, indeed. Well, this will be proportions of Match Made in Heaven, 1991 SummerSlam, Macho Man and Elizabeth. Yeah. Match of the year. Let's zoom through this one here. Seth
Jesus
Rollins versus
Christ.
Cody Rhodes, Hell in a Cell, Gunther versus Sheamus, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, Briscoes versus FTR. I believe that was the final battle. Brian versus Hangman, or Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Michael, who you have?
This is too difficult, man. Chris, what are you doing to me, man? Oh, okay. Gunther versus Sheamus was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was brilliant storytelling inside the ring. But Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell, there's no way nothing can top that story. It's real life. The torn biceps or the torn pec, the way that man removed the coat and showed the bruise, the way Seth was poking with the kendo stick constantly, Jesus Christ, man, it was brutal. It was uncomfortable to watch. I loved it, and I think that's match of the year easily.
Easily, Hugo. Do you agree?
Yes, I unfortunately for the rest of the nominees, they did wonderful performances. But how can you top reality? I mean, that was the reality of the only reason why that match took place is because the doctor said there's no way he could hurt it even more because everything was already destroyed. So it was not a matter of no, we're not going to let it go, and to find out that Cody wanted to even push it a little bit further than what we saw there. That was it would have been criminal, but they didn't let him do any more. But my point is that real story united with the fact that Seth freaking Rollins has become like those villains of Marvel, or that, and I'm very upset because I thought that him and his wife Becky and him could be those villains from the Batman series or the movies I mean, they have such a chemistry and they're real like performance and they could wrestle and they're good with the mics that the people wanted to see that, and he was the perfect villain for a real injury and a baby face that comes from the heart of the American dream, Dusty Rhodes. How could you not root for him? And also knowing that everything he did, from what Michael pointed out, that candle sticking right there, it was like to seal the deal. That was it for me. And I want to congratulate all the other nominees because they deserve it. Unfortunately, reality and hell of a match came a little bit ahead, and Seth freaking Rollins and Cody just were untouchables.
Very nice. Let's go to the best promo skills. We have MJF, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Becky Lynch, or Paul Heyman. Hugo, who do you have?
Oh, you're rough, Chris. The good doctor is hitting us with, I mean, all of them could win it, but then I have said it before and I'll say it again. Every person you mentioned there are so freaking good. MJF is like a copy of CM Punk. I'm very pissed off with him because I believe that he's pushing the envelope too freaking much, and he's losing credibility because he's young and he thinks that by doing this real stuff, he's getting things done and messing with a little boy. I mean, he lost a lot of respect with me because I think a villain is a villain. You could kick a castle in the sand at the beach. Ox Baker used to do it for real. I didn't have a problem with that. But messing a white person, messing with an Afro-American, that's not what we want to tell the story, even if it has nothing to do with the racial part. But today, everything is put in another level. So that disqualified him. And trust me, CM Punk is really good. But Paul Heyman, he is the master if you like what Roman Reigns is doing, if you like what the Usos are doing, if you like most of the guys that are with WWE, it's because Paul Heyman has been a good teacher. So I got to go with Paul Heyman. I got to go with Paulie.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when DiBiase would pay little kids to bounce basketballs, and
Yes.
if they were able to do it for a certain amount of time, he would give them money. But on time number 10, villainous Ted DiBiase would just kick the ball and won't allow them to dribble. So yeah,
that was good. That was good heat.
That was good heat. Yes,
because you wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
There was cheap heat, and if I would have been Tony, I would have said, you're fined $10,000 right here on the spot, because you gotta have respect. I don't care how good of a heel you are. The moment you do that cheap stuff, it's not good. I'm telling you, I really like MJF, but I think it's out of control, and things like that are not good for AEW, and it's not good for any of us.
Yeah.
Any of us, because it just puts a bad taste with wrestling.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, let's move over to the best babyface. Good segue there. The nominees are Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, or Orange Cassidy. Actually, let's have Michael do both. Best promo skills and best babyface.
Perfect. Promo skills, I gotta go with ECW is dead, and I wish the same for Sami Zayn. Paul Heyman is a master with the way he can damage people using his words.
Yeah.
He doesn't cut a promo. He's looking to hurt you, and you can feel it through TV. The connection he has with the audience, the way he can just make them jump, he can make them get on their feet, he can make them do whatever the heck he wants them to do. So due to the control skills he has over the audience, man, you gotta go with Paul Heyman. Regarding the baby face of the year, and you repeat the nominees again, besides Cody Rhodes, Orange Cassidy.
Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, Bianca Belair, and Liv Morgan.
Oh, Cody is a really likable babyface. Great guy. But Liv Morgan, you recall what she did last show, one of these live events last week. So, well, no, wait, it was not a live event. It was a pay-per-view, actually. SmackDown, she lost the match. The girl was crying. She comforted the girl. The girl was backstage. You will become a wrestler as well. You will follow your dreams. She inspired her to become a better person in the future as well, and to achieve her dreams. The way she is inspiring people out there. I saw her interacting with Special Olympic athletes, for example. She's really good with kids. She is easily the most likable human inside WWE at this point, and as of right now. So I gotta go with Liv Morgan.
Best babyface. Who do you have, Hugo?
Cody would have been my choice, but he was injured for most of the year. And yeah, Drew, I like Drew, but I don't think that the storylines helped him. He's so talented, yet it was like a year that they really wasted his talent. And I like Liv Morgan, and I agree with what Michael says, but I have to go with Bianca, because I believe that Bianca Belair had to overcome, some of the top women on her division, big stars from Ronda to Becky to Charlotte and yet with her own style, she was able to conquer a top spot, because we're talking about not just the women, but the guys. And I think that Bianca should be the top babyface. And I think if she doesn't mess up, she could create a legend, because she is such a freaking athlete. And not to mention what even Michael commented on Lucha Libre Online. She wore those freaking shorts, And my lawyer got crazy because that girl has
Everyone, man.
what a derriere, buttocks, or I mean, if you really want to top just her athletic, and then she showcased her beauty also, and she's got the hair going and everything, and then she could handle people with such an ease. I mean, she picks people up, and it looks like they only weigh like 2 pounds, and she's close to getting everything under perfection. And I gotta go with her. Bianca, to me, is a top star, not because WWE made her a top star. It's because regardless of bad freaking storylines, again, somehow people got to do with her what I have done with Bray Wyatt, that no matter what WWE did to him, buried the family, burnt the Finn, they still respect Bray Wyatt. And I think that's what Bianca did with the WWE Universe. She earned the respect regardless of bad stories.
Very nice. All right. We got a couple minutes left, and we got a few more categories. Most evil heel. The nominees are Roman Reigns, MJF, Dominik, and Rhea. So that's one choice. Seth Rollins, Sammy Guevara, and Tay Mello is one choice, or Chris Jericho. Let's start with Hugo.
Wow. You got some pretty tough.
This is difficult, man.
Sometimes, because I love Seth. I just said him and Becky, if they were left to be the villains like of Marvel, like we see on the movies, they'll be perfect. Wow. Pretty. MJF, he has just me so pissed off with stupid things he does. But then going by the numbers, the people that see WWE and their product, regardless if I'm upset with their storylines or not, weekly. And let's be honest, people say that shouldn't count. Yes, it should count, because you see him in Russia, in China, Latin America, United States, and there's no other company that comes close to the people that watch a wrestling product. Therefore, with the greatness of the mic, the storyline of the Bloodline Chief, you gotta go. Or in my case, I gotta go with Roman.
Michael.
So, when you have a whole building screaming at you, the non-PG version of "Screw You, Roman," constantly.
Yeah, F you, Roman.
Several times. That's great heat. But when Hugo is mad at you, it's a better kind of heat. So I gotta go with MJF, Hugo. My bad. He's, as a heel, the things that he's doing, I do not approve the tequila thing at the kid at all. That was not necessary. But the way he's making everyone hate him, for real, like no one likes him. The audience boos him for real. His hometown loves him, but but except for them, no one else likes MJF, and that's great. That's his work.
Yeah, but Michael, how many people see him? How many people see him, and how many people see Roman? This is
Roman.
AEW world is this. AEW
world
is
small
this.
compared to WWE.
And the WWE world is this. So who has more people making him a bigger heel? The universe of AEW that is so small, or WWE world that it's bigger than the reality itself? So
that's
I could see your point, but
it's the most hate.
Gotta go by the numbers, and not too many people see MJF. Be honest, in Lucha Libre Online, Chris, I cannot do too many lives of AEW because nobody watches them. That's the truth. I'll come out and say it. But anything I do with WWE, especially if it's Roman Reigns, and he's the guy that checks the number. Yeah. So I'm surprised that he went with MJF. I could see his point, but not a comparison.
I like Impact Wrestling, so numbers are nothing to me. But yeah.
What about you, Doctor? What about you?
Yeah, man.
Hit me.
I think that if say so I did this a couple of weeks ago, and my choice was MJF.
Okay.
That first of all, that was before the incident. But I still think that if you think of like the biggest moment of this is 2022 that they did this awards are based on. So if you think of someone who had the pinnacle of his heat, who had the most heat at its peak, and I would have to give that to MJF because there were times where Roman Reigns where there was split chants, the whole acknowledge me, he was getting cheered a lot of cities, and I think for MJF minus the short run of going chasing and beating Moxley for throughout the year. I mean, he was making people like Brian Pillman Jr. Elevate. There was a main event that he had on Rampage because that's how much heat he got. He was so good at getting heat that he made lower card talent, more interesting. Interesting to watch, and so that's how
I
you get heat.
understand. I understand your point and Michael's, but Mike, as a producer, also, I gotta see how many people did that story reach. It's
Yeah,
like
I'm not really thinking about that part. I'm thinking more like for the actual person who had the most
yeah,
heat at
yeah,
the moment, and who when
Yeah.
when numbers are involved and stuff like that, Roman Reigns hands down. But as
uh-huh.
far as
It's
just
not
like
about who's more of a mainstream star. It's
yeah,
who's
yeah,
the most hated person.
Yeah.
most hated person. All right,
I just
let's zoom through the next ones.
Let's go, Hugo.
Best international superstar Will Ospreay, Jay White,
Vikingo.
Roosh, Elhizo del Vikingo, or
Come on.
Kyrie Sane. Michael, who you have?
Hijo del Vikingo. There's no freaking way that any human in the world can top what this guy is actually doing in the ring. Like, there's no physics that can explain what the heck this guy is doing. And the way every single company wants him right now. He is too hot. He's a special attraction, but he's gotta raise his value in terms of Mexico. And Hugo, that's for you. You're a AAA producer, not me. He's in too many indie events outside. That's a tip for the future. He needs to be more exclusive, to be more of a special attraction. But this man is insane. He's easily one of the best luchadors I've ever seen. You've gotta go with Hijo del Vikingo, Triple A's face right now, Triple A's mega champion, number one company in Latin America. You gotta go with Hijo del Vikingo, one of the best in the world right now, easily.
yeah, I agree with Michael, not just because I produce and I'm part of the creative team with Conan, and I'm one of the official voices of AAA, but because even way back when he was not like a big star and a mega champion,
And I
the
love
stuff
Rush.
he did was so incredible. And even after his injury, he came right back with not with like I'm gonna protect myself, with more deadly moves. Yes, Hijo del Vikingo by far. And Will Ospreay is a really
Good.
good superstar. And for me to say Hijo del Vikingo, he's just taking it to another level. We want him to include a little bit more of submission holds, so he could have the aerial attack, but also a couple of good holds in his repertoire. But I think Michael has a
Yes.
point. We have to stop letting being booked by other companies. It's just that everybody wants him, and the money out there, it's unreal. Like
So good.
if you work in Mexico right now and you're a top star, like L.A. Park and guys like that, and now Hilda Vikingo, Psycho Clown. I mean, these guys don't have to come to the States to make good money because they make incredible money right there. Not to mention when they do their meet and greets and all this stuff. So I think Hilda Vikingo by far, he is the guy. You just got to see a match of him, and people in 3 minutes they will fall in love with him.
Nice. All right. We've got about 2 minutes left. Moment of the year. Stone
Woo!
Cold returning. CM Punk winning the title after 8 years.
Oh,
Cody's
good.
WrestleMania debut. Brock Lesnar's tractor. Bray Wyatt's return. Soraya's
Crazy.
return. Who do you have, Hugo?
Oh my God. Oh, oh.
Jesus. Chris, what are you doing to
There's
us?
some tough ones. I will say, regardless of what happened in the dressing room and all the other crap, I think CM Punk winning the title, uh, it was the beginning of something that should have never ended like a nightmare. But by that moment, I think that, to me, that was a wasted time in history, but a very important time for fans because the impossible happened and he got the gold again. So I got to go with CM Punk.
CM Punk. What do you have, Michael?
I agree with Hugo. I gotta go with CM Punk. It was a huge moment for the fans. It was a huge moment for Punk. Wrestling won that day, man. Wrestling won.
Nice. All right. We got a 30-second lightning round. All right. Rorito, greetings from Puerto Rico. Hugo, what are your 4 favorite memories from, you can just do like 2. 2 favorite memories from when you were in WWC. Would you consider wrestling event in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico later in 2023?
I think taking the chance and producing 3 events in one single night, Aniversario 87, 87, where we, with the old system, not the digital, just the big antennas, we sold out 3 places, San Juan, Ponce, and Maya West, and 3 live matches in each set. We were like ahead of the digital time, 1987, and it was sold out. So to me, that was a fantastic moment. And another one was when Vince tried with WrestleMania 1 to take over Puerto Rico with a female promoter, and he had my wife on the card. One director was Cyndi Lauper and Hulk Hogan, and we had a chain in the middle of the ring, the bloodbath of Abdullah and Carlitos Colon, and they gave tickets away, and they only had like 5,000 fans. A rainy night in San Juan and Bayamon, and we had paying crowd over 10,000 people. That was to me a memorable moment because Vince and the lady promoter spent so much publicity, and we still beat them. So that was another moment.
Nice. All right. Last question for Michael. Your opinion on how the Dominik and Rey Mysterio feud has been booked?
I think Dominik's story is so good at this point that everyone forgot that it's gonna end up eventually in a fight or a wrestling match with Rey Mysterio. Um, I love the way they are portraying Dominik. I love the way they gave him the spotlight and the opportunity to shine. Um, they're building this perfectly in social media, which gives a reason to actually enter to their Instagram or Twitter accounts. Um, but in terms of the Rey Mysterio storyline, it feels like, again, and this is just me, I feel like Rhea Ripley is kind of outshining that situation.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, always a pleasure. Hugo and Michael, it's been such a fun time as always. Michael, let the listeners know about Lucha Libre Online and where to find you all.
Perfect. So Lucha Libre Online is available on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. You can just follow us as Lucha Libre Online. And we're also going to be, for the guys in Puerto Rico, WWC is going to have their event this Saturday at Maya West. We're going to be there at 8 p.m. Cesar Bononi from AEW is going to be coming to Puerto Rico to wrestle Intelecto Cinco Estrellas. Saban, Rey Gonzalez, Chiquis are on the card. Just come to Maya West.
Nice. Hugo, thanks for being on the show tonight, man.
I'm producing from MLW now, a couple of shows. I've been producing them, and I will be in New York April 7th with the big superstars of MLW in New York City. And for people in South America, 25th, 26th, we're in Chile. The Russian Markova, it's going to be there. Bandito, it's going to be there. The villain Marty Skrull is going to be there. Carlos Cabrera and myself will be doing the play-by-play and many other stars. So we are kicking butt all over the place. And, of course, Lucha Libre Online. Follow Sportskeeda and Lucha Libre Online, and you don't have to check nobody else. We got it all covered.
Shout out to Rhea. That's good. Love with my brother.
Yes, indeed. Sportskeeda and Lucha Libre Online. There you go. There's the SK logo there while you have your really cool Lucha Libre Online logos. So,
Thank you.
Michael, Hugo, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on the show tonight.
A pleasure,
God bless
brother.
you.
Thank
Good
you.
doctor.
Likewise. Have a good one. Bye-bye.